Been a while since I made a video on the Jeep, but I'm not going to go into a whole walkthrough of everything that's happened to it in that amount of time. I want to make a walk around on my Jeep for a number of reasons. It's been 3 years since I picked it up, and in that time it's changed a lot. And I've done a lot of work to it, put a lot of money into it, and it's treated me well. I mean, you treat a Jeep good, and it usually treats you good back. One of the main reasons I'm making this video is to keep up with my documentations of major things I've done to the Jeep. The driver's side, where the skid plate comes down and meets the control arm here. This has been sketchy for a long time. I forgot to take a picture of it, of a video or anything. It had always not looked good here, but it had gotten much worse here. And throw around underneath, it had been really bad here. I mean, I could stick my whole hand inside the frame, so it had finally gotten to the point on this side where it was time for another frame weld. This is hopefully the last frame weld I'm going to be putting into it for a while, at least a good year and a half. Frame here has been welded, 3/8 inch plate, all sides, all the way up to here, all the way to meet this is the very first weld I ever got on the Jeep that needed it immediately as soon as I picked it up. And it finally connects into here, and this had like, I think that's where the stock running boards would normally be mounted. It had, there they are, like these on here, over here, and it was always screwed up over here. It had a really bad patch weld on it that I didn't put on originally, but it had been pretty bad over here, so that needed to get done, and that got done, so I'm pretty happy about that now. The Jeep is structurally sound again for the third time now, and I think it'll last a while this time. But the rust is not eliminated because I have all this body rot up here, and where my body mounts are, not looking too good either. I'm not going to go too deep in all this stuff right now, but believe me, it's not too good here. And if we go ahead and look inside, you can see right behind the driver's seat, it cracked. The day after I got it welded, this finally cracked open on me. This had been rust coming through the bed liner here for a long time now. And it finally went ahead and cracked on me, so it's not a big deal right now, but I can't do anything about this like I've done in the past, where I've done little patch welds like that, or the patch weld in the back there that have held very well. This is too close to like the where the roll bar mounts to the tub, and where my driver's seat is here. So for now, I'm just letting this, just keeping an eye on it. If it gets really bad, I'll have to take action. But for now, it's just, I've gotten to a point where it's like I put so much work into trying to keep the Jeep alive, trying to keep the rust out, trying to weld in new pieces and keep it all structurally sound, that you get to a point where it's like, how much more of this battle can I really fight? And I don't like to give up, but I do need to be realistic and responsible at the same time. I just washed the Jeep. It actually did the most highway driving I've ever done in it. I think I drove 50 miles up and back, good hour drive at 65. I went 70 once in a while. I'm definitely not a speed guy, and you don't drive a Jeep for speed. It did much better than expected, and I was thrilled with it. I did take off my my tube off-road front bumper there, and I'm probably going to be leaving that off for a while because I realized it actually affects the performance of the Jeep. I always knew it affected the performance of the Jeep, but I didn't realize just how much it affected the performance overall, and I'm talking highway handling, turning, and also gas mileage. And it also felt like acceleration too, so I will be making a review on that bumper. I still have the bumper, I didn't get rid of it, but just for the time being, I'm just kind of holding on to it. I'm not getting rid of it for now. I still want to do a full review on it, but at this moment in time, I put back on my my stock bumper that I actually had bedlined with Rust-Oleum can bed liner and had never put on, so it's actually finally on and getting some use now. And the KC's mounted onto the stock bumper really nicely back here, which I didn't actually know they would fit. I knew they were for fog lights here, but I didn't think the KC's would fit so well, and they actually do. And in some ways, it's kind of better to have them lower because I had them higher on my other bumper, and they're also spread out, so I actually kind of get a little bit more of a downrange beam on the road as opposed to kind of being a little bit high up and being tilted down, but next to each other. It seems a little bit nicer. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say for now. I will be making a walk around with the Jeep. Just got back. It deserved a wash after the good highway handling. It treated me very well. Did not fail me. So yeah, like I said, just the weld over there is the major piece of work I got done. The weld's solid. The frame is in good shape other than the rust underneath the driver's side. The other side is great. It's been perfect. I haven't had a problem with that side for a year and a half. And otherwise, it's been treating me good. No problem so far.